This is the X36 tablet mount with flexible arm that KUXIU sent me for testing, so I'm here to report my opinions about it. KUXIU does not have any control over my script and they are seeing this video at the same time as you guys. First up, let's talk about the arms on this mount. The arms are made of aluminium alloy with a frosted matte finish, and I quite like this heavy duty and industrial looking design. But what I'm more impressed with is how stiff the hinges are, and adjusting them feels like an arm workout. It's pretty difficult to convey how stiff the arms are, so I use my force meter to test the rigidity of the hinges. It takes 2.8 to 2.9 kilograms of force to lift the arm from the furthest point. When isolating just one arm and bending it, it takes about 5.5 kilograms to move the hinge. It had no problem handling the weight of my second generation 12.9-inch iPad Pro with the casing on. In fact, it only started sagging when I tried to add an additional 1 kg of weight on it, totaling up to about 2 kg. I find that it's a lot easier to adjust the tablet position by grabbing the tablet and shifting it to the position that you want, rather than having to bend the individual hinges separately. But there are still times when I had to wrestle with the rigid arms a little bit to get the tablet into the exact position that I want. And that is when the rigidity of the arms might put off some people, for example for kids who might not have that much strength, or for ladies who might need to use a little more force to bend the arms. Although the hinges and arms are rock solid, there is still going to be some wobble when you try to touch the screen of your tablet. This is unavoidable due to the length of the arms being pretty long, but since I'm usually using my iPad as a secondary display, so I'm not really moving it that much, and therefore it's not really an issue for me. When the arms are fully extended, it has a maximum horizontal reach of about 55 centimeters, and the tallest it can go up to is about 65 centimeters. It can go all the way down until the tablet touches the table, and it also folds up quite nicely into a small package when you're not using it. If you intend to mount your iPhone onto this so that you can get some overhead shots of your desk, for example, you'll get about 50 cm of width without the clamp coming into the view of your camera. You can certainly use magic clamps to mount other camera accessories on the tablet arm as well because of how rigid it is. For example, you can mount your mic or a mini light for a simple streaming setup. When it comes to degrees of freedom, the first hinge at the base is rather limited. The lowest it can go is about 30 degrees only, so you can't really keep the entire arm to be super low profile, unlike a dedicated low profile mic arm like this one from Elgato. And because of this, there's always going to be an arc coming from the table mount area. By the way, do follow me on Instagram because I do post my day-to-day usage of the products that I review on this channel. Alright, back to the video. Next up, the table clamp. This clamp can accommodate my thickest tabletop that has nearly 4 cm of thickness. The hinge at this area can rotate 360 degrees horizontally, and there are rubber pads between the clamping surface as well. I think these rubberized pads are more for protecting your table surface rather than for friction purposes, because I find that the clamp still shifts around when I'm trying to adjust the tablet, and this is regardless of how hard I try to tighten the knob. Next up, let's talk about the tablet mount. The mount is made out of plastic and it can open up to about 23 centimeters. It can hold devices that range from 7 inches to 13 inches, which will probably accommodate most tablets in the market. I do like that there are handles at the back of the clamp that make it easier to widen them. The clamp attaches to the ball head mount using a threaded cap, and you can adjust the tightness to your liking. Together with the hinge, you do get quite a large range of freedom and adjustability. KUXIU does offer an iPad Pro version with magnetic attachment and magnetic charging, but I prefer this universal clamp version because I think that it's more practical. It makes the tablet mount compatible with the different tablets that my family members have, and if I were to change my iPad model or if Apple were to make some design adjustments to the iPad, I can still keep using this one with the universal mount rather than having to buy a new tablet arm in order to accommodate for the new design. However, I do wish that this tablet clamp can be made of metal instead of plastic, because based on my personal experience with cheaper clamps, cracks may develop over the threaded stem over time. To me, this feels like a sign of cutting corners in order to save cost, and the plastic tablet clamp just does not match up to the overall build quality of the metal arms. I personally wouldn't mind paying a little more for a metal tablet clamp similar to the material that's used on the iPad Pro version, but that's just my personal take on this. Next, I want to talk about how this tablet arm design compares to the regular tabletop tablet stands. The benefits of a tablet arm is that you get to elevate your tablet a lot higher, and it might make a difference in terms of ergonomics. And by having the tablets hover above the table, you get more free space on your desk for some other accessories. You can also clamp the arm to your bed frame so you can use your tablet hands-free while lying in bed. Or if your desk is near your bed, you can mount the arm on your desk, then rotate it to face your bed. But this tablet arm design is not as convenient to shift to another location. I will have to twist the knob to loosen it, whereas with a tabletop stand, I can just carry the entire thing and fold it to bring it with me outdoors, for example. There's no way I'm going to bring this arm outdoors because of the weight and size. And the need to clamp onto a surface may also leave a mark on your tabletop or your furniture after some time, so it might be an issue for furniture that are more sensitive to pressure. And a tabletop stand generally has lesser moving parts, so there is also lesser points of failure. I just want to put these points out there for you to consider in order to give you a balanced perspective. Overall, I think that this is a pretty solid tablet arm, with the plastic tablet clamp being the main caveat to consider. The overall quality is still superior to many of those flimsy tablet mounts that I've used before, and none of them comes close to the rigidity of this arm. But it also comes down to personal preference, whether you want a super solid and rigid arm that can hold the weight of most tablets, or you just want something that's easier to adjust but may not accommodate larger tablets. If you find that this tablet mount is a good fit for you after my review, you can use my 10% discount code in the description below to save some money. If you want to find out what's my top 10 non-sponsored desk accessories for this year, you can check it out over here. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.